And I'm a judge of what you did last, not what you did prior. You understand me? What was the last thing you did? What have you done for me recently? What have you done for me lately? That is how I see things. And I don't know. It's been a little wishy-washy here as of late. You feel me?
Hey, we live now, really.
What's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode on, hey, say it with me, the Golden Gems, what is he? Podcast. Yes, you here with your host, Relly. And hey, where else would you rather go? Where else would you rather be than sitting here right now, getting these gems with your boy? And hey, make sure you're sending this to everybody, your mama, your daddy, your best friend, brother friend of another friend, Lil Johnny and Lil Timmy. And don't forget about Lil Susie. You know she just moved up the block. Make sure you send this to Lil Susie too. All right? Hey, you ready? Hey, it's Sports Talk with Relly. Yes, Sports Talk with Relly today. And hey, I'm excited. Hey. Have you been watching and paying attention to what's going on in sports? Have you been getting your updates from the NFL? Have you been getting your updates from the NBA? Don't worry, because if you haven't, your boy's here. And hey, you came to the right place. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Today, we're starting off with the NFL. Yes, starting off with the NFL because it was just some big news that dropped earlier this week. Russell Wilson is now a free agent, and he is now on the quarterback market because he got released. Yes, released and made 100 M's in 2 years. But we're going to talk about that here in a second. So, Russell Wilson, if you don't remember, he is a quarterback, or if you don't know, Russell Wilson is a quarterback who plays for the Denver Broncos. He signed, I think, was it a 4 or 5 year, $240 million, yes, $1 million contract with the Denver Broncos. And in order for the Denver Broncos to get such a player of Russell Wilson's caliber, the Broncos, they had to give up a lot now. The Broncos, they had to give up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a fifth-round pick, another first-round pick, another second-round pick. They had to give up a tight end, a D-tackle, and they had to give up a backup quarterback. All this for what, might you ask? The Broncos gave all this to the Seahawks because, remember, the Seattle Seahawks, they traded Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos for all those things that I just said. And guess what they gave the Denver Broncos in return? They gave them Russell Wilson. And then they also gave him a fourth-round pick. Yes. And then guess what? They also gave him a regular contract. He was still on the same contract. So the Broncos, they didn't really need to give him another contract. They could have just restructured it. But no. The Broncos had a lot of faith now. They gave this man 240 M's. And after 2 seasons after he spent 2 seasons in Denver, he's now out. And yes, I believe he's out for a number of reasons. If you don't remember, the first season that he spent in Denver, he had his own office. He had his own parking spot. His family was able to come to the facility whenever they wanted. He basically was numero uno and literally the only man who got to do whatever the hell he wanted on that football team who wasn't a coach. He was damn near treated like he was a boss or a coach, and he was the owner of the team, damn near, the way he was acting. So all these things rubbed their next head coach, who got hired the following year, Sean Payton, rubbed them a little wrong. And Sean Payton, coming into this past season, he corrected it. He said, no, Russell, you're not getting those things. And no, Russell, you are not my quarterback of the future. So Sean Payton, he dealt with him this year, and then he got rid of him. More of the story. Is this the worst trade in history? I believe so. You know why? Because Denver, now that they released him, they already paid him 100 M's. Now they have to pay him another 60 M's, yes, this year, for him to just sit at home or just go sit and play with another team. So Russell Wilson, he might be banking. He might be making money, because he is making 60 M's from Denver from just being released. And Denver is eating $80 million in cap. Yes, dead cap. 80 million in dead cap. So that means that in order to release him, in order to let him go, they still had to pay him, of course, right? And on top of paying him, they had to subtract 80 million from this year's salary that they will be able to hand out to other players, if that makes sense. So they took an L. Denver, yes, they took an L, and probably the biggest L in NFL history, to eat 80 million in dead cap space, to give a man 100 M's for 2 seasons when he did nothing. The first season, I think they went 5-12 or something like that. Didn't win over 5 games, or only won about 5 games. Second season, he did pretty good. Russell Wilson played actually pretty well this past season. But, hey, he ain't played good enough for Sean Payton to keep him around. So, Russell Wilson, I wish you the best. This trade is probably the worst trade in NFL history. It's up there with the Herschel Walker trade when Dallas stole him from Minnesota and then went on to win like 3 Super Bowls. Another story for another day. And then it is also up there with what's another trade? I can't think of another trade, but hey, it's up there with the best of them. And this trade wasn't that good. Moving on, though. Russell Wilson, wish you the best. Denver Broncos, wish you the best. Hopefully you make better decisions moving forward. Anyway, all right. Now, moving on. Justin Fields in Chicago. Yes, the Chicago Bears, my hometown, my city, Chi-Town. We are, of course, in hold of the number 1 pick in the draft this year. And we're also in hold of the number 2 pick or the number 3 pick? We got a few, we got a lot of number 1s in this draft, you understand me? So, speaking on Justin Fields, the Chicago Bears would have in the first pick, they are stuck in a situation to where they can roll the dice. They can get Caleb Williams, who's been the highest touted quarterback coming out since maybe an Andrew Luck, since maybe a Patrick Mahomes, since maybe, a Peyton Manning. Caleb Williams has been compared to Patrick Mahomes. Caleb Williams, he had over 100 plus TDs in college throwing. And he also had less than 20 turnovers, including fumbles, including interceptions. Less than 20 turnovers in his college career. Those are impressive numbers for any college quarterback. Now, hear me out. I personally don't think the Bears should get rid of Justin Fields. I believe Justin Fields has developed a little bit. I believe he has more developing to do. And I believe Justin Fields can potentially lead the Bears to the promised land. That's just my personal belief. I like Justin Fields. I believe that he has kind of special abilities that may propel him to success in the future. He led the league damn near. Well, also not led the league. Let's say this. Well, yes, he led the league in rushing for quarterback, of course, but he also led the league. Was it last year or the year before in damn near rushing period? Like he almost beat out a running back for rushing, and he's a quarterback. So that's another story for another day. But I'm saying all this to say that I like Justin Fields, man. I like Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he has potential. And I don't know really if Chicago honestly is the best place to bring out the potential in Justin Fields, but I don't want to give him up just to start over, if that makes sense. The Bears been starting over since 08. Since we made 07, 08, since we made it to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman and Lovie Smith and them boys. We've been struggling. You understand me? I don't want to give up Justin Fields. But if they send Caleb Williams like that, which I watched him, I don't know. Because even in college, you ain't win that much. See, the great quarterbacks that I know that really has transitioned in the NFL, at least most of them, some of them, they won a lot in college. Caleb Williams won a lot in college his first couple of years. He ain't have really that good of a defense all throughout college, but he didn't win his last season, his senior year, the season when you at your max capabilities in college. You ain't do too much winning this past season. And I'm a judge of what you did last, not what you did prior. You understand me? What was the last thing you did? What have you done for me recently? What have you done for me lately? That is how I see things. And I don't know. It's been a little wishy-washy here as of late. You feel me? For Caleb Williams. And his last couple of little times I've seen him on the field. I'm just saying. But regardless, I think Caleb Williams will be maybe a great quarterback in the league, but I just hope it's not in Chicago because I'm not trying to start over. Chicago, keep Justin Fields. But right now, if I'm being honest, Chicago probably will trade Justin Fields, and they probably will end up taking Caleb Williams. Or, who knows? It's Russell Wilson on the market too, man. I believe with Justin Fields, it's either he's going to stay with Chicago or they're going to trade him to the best possible place. And the best possible place will either be Atlanta, because I know Atlanta can give Chicago a lot of picks, and they can also give Chicago a couple players. Also, I know that the Washington Commanders, they just got a whole new owner. They just got Magic Johnson up in there and a couple other them boys. They want to do some things, you feel me? So they willing to probably, mortgage their future on Caleb Williams and going to Chicago and say, hey, Chicago, we'll give your ass everything and the kitchen sink. You feel me? So I don't know, man. We going to see. I believe it's going to get real interesting when it comes closer to the draft. I believe that Justin Fields, if he doesn't stay in Chicago, he's going to end up either playing for Atlanta. And I heard rumors that the Steelers are very interested. The Steelers might even be interested in Russell Wilson. And for me, I think Russell Wilson, he might end up landing either playing with the Steelers or he might end up going to Atlanta. And then it's also it was another team out there that I was thinking about. But it's a few teams out there that's not necessarily in need of a quarterback, but it definitely is some teams that need some changes. So I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if Russell Wilson gets picked up. He can be collecting 2 checks probably for at least 30 M's easily this upcoming season, which is amazing. Hey, great businessman, Russell. Hey, I respect it. But, before we get off the Justin Fields topic, I hope Chicago, I hope they finally do what's best for the organization. All right, build around Justin Fields. Give him another year or two. You don't really have to extend him. Let him play off this year's contract. Franchise tag his ass if you have to. Let's see if we get all these picks. So say if we give up that first round pick, we give up the number 1 pick. We still got the second or third pick. I can't think of it. I don't know if the Bears got the second pick or the third pick overall too, because I want Marvin Harrison Jr. Give me DJ Moore on one side. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. on the other side. Our tight ends, our tight ends solid now. Running game, all right. Let's see if you give Justin Fields some options, just like he had in college when he was going crazy when he played for Ohio State. Give this man options. Let's see what he can do. Don't fucking give up Justin Fields for Caleb Williams that we don't know nothing about, and then you don't get pieces around him. We don't have a real offensive line. We don't have a real goddamn defensive line either. That's where your bread and butter is made, is in the goddamn trenches, and the Bears don't got no goddamn trenches. We don't. So keep Justin Fields. Build around Justin Fields. Build that offensive line back up. Build that defensive line back up. Build that team. Why? Continue to play. Take Caleb Williams. Then we're going to take maybe an offensive tackle. Then we're going to take some other fucking corner or whatever. We're going to take random people that we don't need. Chicago, get your shit together. All right? I'm just going to leave it at that because I can rant. I'm telling you, I was finna go in, but I'm trying to be cool. All right? I don't want to go too crazy on my Bears right now. I can't do it. But anyway, man, moving on, switching gears. Let's go ahead and talk about these goddamn, who. These Cowboys. I love talking about the Cowboys. You know why? Because at the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to always do Cowboy things. And now the Cowboys are talking about maybe potentially extending Dak Prescott while they need to potentially extend Micah Parsons, who's the leader of that defense, and then CeeDee Lamb who is your number one wide receiver and the leader of the offense. Really. Dak, he the leader of the offense too, but CD, you got to pay him. So I'm interested really to see how the Dallas Cowboys play this. CD Lamb, I think he might end up getting paid first, just because at the end of the day, CD, if you pay him now, before he has another stellar season, before he has another season where he's putting up numbers, before he has another season where he's putting up the number one wide receiver numbers of any team and who has the number one wide receiver, pay him now before it's too late. And then midway through the season or before the season's over, pay Micah. Because if Micah goes off, Micah, he's on that damn defensive player of the year type. How can I say this? He's on that type climb. Let's say that. He's on that type of climb to the defensive player of the year, because now he is kind of developing himself into the kind of player that he wants to be in the league. These first couple of years, him being in the league, he's taking the league by storm. Now, let's see, okay, let's put it all together. And let's have a consistent season from beginning to end. Because if you know Micah, at the beginning of the season for the last couple of years, his ass has been going crazy. Then he starts to fall off towards the end of the season a little bit. Let's see if he can put a whole season together. And if he put a whole season together, and y'all Cowboys, Jerry Jones, you ain't paid that boy, it's going to get fucking scary out here. And then also for the Cowboys, you talking about paying potentially Dak Prescott, and then you're talking about not paying him. But with paying Dak Prescott, at the end of the day, you're going to free up some cap space. Dak Prescott, I think he has a $60 million hit or something crazy like that for the Cowboys as well this year. And at the end of the day, you have to restructure that. Free up some space. Go get your ass another free agent or two. So that way we can see if y'all ass can actually win a playoff game or two, or at least make it to the NFC Conference Championship game for the first time in 20 plus years. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, Cowboy Nation. Anyway, I'm just interested, man, to see how Jerry Jones plays this, who he pays first, who contracts he restructures, who gets the contracts extensions. And of course, like, hey, at the end of the day, man, I like talking about the Cowboys because I know the Cowboys going to do Cowboy things. I just want to see how it plays out from a distance. All right. Cowboy, you say you America's team, but I beg to differ. So we're going to see what you do this offseason. We're going to see the kind of moves you make, Jerry. And hey, I'm watching. So make sure you make some moves now. All right. So without further ado, I think we hit on everything that I really wanted to talk about in the NFL. Also, real quick side note, talking about college football. I saw that Complex, they had released the top 15, I think, college football players of all time. And at the top of the list, I think, of course, it was Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush. Then you had Cam Newton was like 9. You had Vince Young at like 10. It was like a couple. It was kind of mixed. All right. You had a lot of. Actually, let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up. Because it's easy if I pull it up and then I can explain it to y'all. Because if I don't pull it up, like at the end of the day, you're just gonna be sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy, and I don't want that. College. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Because I had it on a pull up. I'm sorry. I'm usually more organized than this. But hey, don't hold it against me now. Don't hold it against me. You understand me? Now, like I was saying, number 1 was Johnny Manziel. Number 2, want to know who number 2 was? Number 2 was goddamn, who was number 2? Hold on, y'all. I had it and then I didn't have it. Be patient, all right? You ain't got nothing to do. You ain't like you doing something over there. But number 1 was Johnny Manziel. Number 2 was Reggie Bush. Number 3, I believe it was Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, I don't think he should be in this category yet because his run in college football is not over. He just got to Colorado and he just got to, blowing up, and putting the spotlight on college football, especially on, our culture being integrated really into college football since like Reggie Bush. Because if you remember, Reggie Bush took the goddamn nation by storm. Everybody loved USC for a long ass time, even when he won a Heisman. And then he got the Heisman taken away. Like Reggie Bush, like He by far is damn. If he ain't top 5, he ain't top 3. He's damn near 1 or 2 of the greatest college football athletes of all time. If you don't believe me, go watch his highlights for yourself. And then, hey, I mean, he was dating Kim Kardashian. He was a superstar in college before he was a superstar in the league. Like, let's be real. All right. So was Johnny Manziel. So 1 and 2, I can't beg to differ. 3 with Deion Sanders, I gotta have a little fault. Zion Williamson being at number 4. I can bring him down a little lower, but I watch Zion highlights every fucking day when he was playing at Duke. Not because I wanted to, just because they ass is putting his ass everywhere. So Zion, okay, number 4. But I think I'll bring Zion down a little bit. They got Tim Tebow at number 5. Tim Tebow, hey, that man was a killer at Florida. That man was something else. That man was different. And hey, he was the first sophomore quarterback to win a Heisman. Then after that, shortly you had Johnny Manziel. So Tim Tebow, you did something different with the Gators. Now, he was number 5. Number 6, Caitlin. Yes, Caitlin Clark. She's taking Ohio. I said Ohio. She's taking Iowa, and she put the motherfuckers on her back. Caitlin Clark is the best college female athlete of all time. Yes, I've said it. She broke the men's and the women's record for most points scored of all time. She also broke the men's and the women's record for most 20-point games, which is damn near 20-plus games in a college career, starting off a college career. So that means she scored like 40 straight, like 25 times. Like she's only scored. So let me retract. Caitlin Clark has scored 20 points 40 straight times and now holds the longest streak ever in Division I sports. Caitlin Clark is a female. Caitlin Clark is putting on for the women. Caitlin Clark has a Nike deal. Caitlin Clark is special. Caitlin Clark is a woman. It is Women's Month. Caitlin Clark, hey, that's so to you, girl. Keep doing your thing. I'm proud of you now. You number 6 on this list, and deservingly so. I think I like you at number 6. Then you got Jimmy Fredette. Jimmy Fredette at BYU taking them to the final. Boy, Jimmy Fredette, if you don't know about him, he ain't really do too much in the league, but hey, in college, he was that boy. Then you got Joe Burrow sitting at number 8. Joe Burrow had probably the greatest college football quarterback run of all time with just his numbers and statistically. He had the best statistics for a college quarterback coming out of college in history, period. Like Joe Burrow at LSU at number 8, I would have to keep him there. I would have to keep Joe Burrow there at number 8. But Cam Newton, this is the one I want to talk to you about. Cam Newton at Auburn. They got him at number 9. And this one is the one complex. I gotta go ahead and we gotta talk about this one. I like Cam Newton sitting at maybe in that number 4 spot, switching out with Zion. Cam Newton, he broke down barriers. He broke down barriers in college football and in the NFL for fucking black quarterbacks. Cam Newton literally was the second coming of Michael Vick. Cam Newton was goddamn Superman. You understand me? And this was in college. In college, he did his goddamn thing. In college, he was beating on Alabama. In college, he was doing his goddamn thing. So, hey, I think I'm moving Cam Newton to top 5. I think I'm put Cam Newton. I think it's, hey, Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush. Then at number 3, you had Deion Sanders. I'm moving Deion Sanders. I'm putting Cam Newton at number 3. Then I'm putting Tim Tebow at number 4. So, and then at number 5, I'm gonna go ahead probably put at number 5. Being honest, I'm gonna put either Caitlin Clark at number 5, or I'm gonna put Joe Burrow. That's my top 5. Reggie Bush, Johnny Manziel, no specific order. So actually, Johnny Manziel first, Reggie Bush. Let's give it order. Johnny Manziel first, Reggie Bush, Cam Newton. Damn that Vince Young too. God damn it, but he's down. I'm telling you, it's so many good ones, y'all. It's so many good ones. But for my list specifically, like I said, I'm putting Caitlin Clark. She coming around 5 or 6. Tim Tebow is gonna be in there. And hey, like This is a hell of a list. Let me finish off the list before I go here. I'm gonna come back to my top five because I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just looking at this again and I'm like, wow. Then they had Lamar Jackson at 10, and then they have John Wall at 11. John Wall lit up everything. Vince Young at 12, Monta Teo at 13, Angel Reese at 14, and then for LSU, because Angel Reese, she just really took the world by storm last year. Her and Caitlin Clark. And hey, like, before I get off this topic, yes, my top five, Russell, I said Russell, Johnny Manziel. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, your boy, hey, it's been a long day. Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, and then I'm gonna have to throw either Caitlin Clark in that top five or Joe Burrow. That's my top five college athletes of all time. And we can debate this forever. We can go back and forth with it, but for impact, that's what I'm talking about. For impact, storylines, and then two, for just my personal preference. All right. But moving on, man. Moving on. I know that was a long segment. I'm sorry. But hey, I want to talk to y'all about it. And I hope, hey, put your top five. Right now, put your top five. Yes, stop right now. Stop everything you're doing. Put your top five athletes of all time. Top five college athletes of all time. Comment down below. Put it in the comments now and let's discuss it. Maybe I'll bring this up again next week, Sports Talk. I'm sorry, y'all. I got all these tongue twisters, man. Your boy needs a little water, and I did not put my water over here today. Usually, sometimes, before we start, I'm going to hit, make sure. But I don't got none, so, hey, y'all be all right. Anyway, now moving on. Let's go ahead and touch on the NBA real quick. I just got to touch on two things. LeBron. Hey, LeBron. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you. 20-plus years in. Still averaging damn near 25 points. Damn near might be the first player ever in NFL history. I say NFL history. In NBA history. to earn 25 points. Well, not earn. All right, y'all. I messed that up. Oh, my bad. I was trying to get serious, but I was trying to have a joke too. But anyway, I don't cut none of this, so hey, I'm sorry. I deal with it. All right. Anyway, let's talk about LeBron scoring 40,000 points. But I wanted to congratulate him on also, because he will reach this achievement. What I was going to say was LeBron has, for goddamn the last 20 years, damn near averaged 25 points a game for 20 seasons straight. That is amazing. This man has scored 25 points a game for 20 straight seasons. He's been in the league for 21, so the first season, yeah, we ain't going to count that, but every other season he scored 25 plus. That is an amazing feat. As well as the amazing feat of scoring 40,000 points. So, LeBron, keep doing your goddamn thing. I'm proud of you. Hey. LeBron. Boy. He's special, man. He's special. And at the end of the day, man, like, LeBron, like, I think we won't really appreciate, and even for me, like, we won't really appreciate everything LeBron has done for the NBA and done, as an 18-year-old coming into the league, not goddamn having any knowledge of what the hell he was getting himself into. He was a chosen one. Cameras on him. Everybody pulling at him probably when he first came into the league. Damn near having a check thrown at you for $10 million. Like, LeBron, and then he turned down that $10 million, by the way. But LeBron, man, he has been, man, if you don't look up to LeBron, like I always say, I don't really respect him as an NBA player. I respect everything he's done. I respect everything that he stands for as a man. I respect his morals, his values, and I respect him being an example for the black people and the black culture in the world. But like I'm always be biased because I'm a Kobe guy. So it's always gonna be Kobe first for me, forever. So I'm saying all this to say, like, we won't truly, like, seriously appreciate LeBron until he's not playing in the league no more. And for him scoring 40,000 points, him having damn near 25 seasons straight. I said 25 seasons straight. 20 seasons straight of scoring 25 points. It's amazing. And he's not the greatest of all time, but he might be the greatest NBA player. NBA player overall, all around of all time. So he's not the greatest. He's one of the greatest. He is definitely the greatest all-around player of all time. But for my top 5, my top 3, it's always going to be MJ and Kobe. I'm sorry. No matter what LeBron does. Hey, MJ got 6, Kobe got 5, Brown got 4. And I don't see LeBron get another one. But if you do, we might have to have a discussion. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. But anyway, man, like, just talking about LeBron and really sitting here thinking about it. Like I said, like, I respect him. I don't really like his crybaby ways sometimes on the court, but I respect his legacy. I respect everything that this man has done. Like, what don't you like? What? You can't really hate this man. Like, seriously. And even when I was saying, like, those things, I'm like, damn, I really can't even say that I don't really respect this game. I don't really respect. Because, yeah, he be crying, but everybody cry. Yeah, he be playing and, you know, doing this and doing that, but everybody do it. So, hey, I ain't going to be no LeBron hater no more, man. Like I said, LeBron, I give you the utmost respect. You've earned everything. You've worked for everything. Keep on doing your goddamn thing, my guy. And for the rest of the league, hey, y'all have had a great example of a man who did it right, did it, and had longevity, and then did it with a sense of pride, selflessness, and did it with class, man. LeBron is a class act. Never had any problems in the league. Never had any news coming out about him and, you know, infidelity, him and, you know, different things in the relationship. He's raised his kids. He's had his wife. He's built a hell of a fucking business. Hell of a businessman. And it's like, man, you can't do nothing but salute this man. And during this video, literally, like, I'm cutting out my hate for LeBron, man. I'm cutting out my hate. Even though it's not even hate because I don't hate anybody. I don't hate LeBron. It's just like I can't put him in front of Kobe. That's it. That's the only thing. I can't do it. I just can't. God damn. All right? Don't judge me, man. But anyway, moving on, man. We got one more topic. Before y'all get out of here, the NBA Bucks, undefeated. Since the All-Star break. Man. The Bucks are undefeated since the All-Star break. I told y'all who's my pick to win it all, win the NBA Finals. The Bucks, right? Yeah. So the Bucks, they looking good, man. Since the All-Star break, they ain't lost no games. Doc Rivers got them boys playing, boy. Man, I don't know if they lost last night against the Warriors. Did they? Let's check. I just wanted to touch on the Bucks because I like talking about the Bucks, y'all. And as you can see, Relly, this episode has kind of been a little bit all over the place, and I am kind of disappointed because the Bucks are not undefeated anymore since All-Star break. So that is not fun because they lost to the Warriors last night. But anyway, they were undefeated until last night when they lost to the Warriors. So they did lose. Anyway, though, it's okay because the Bucks, they still will win it all. The Bucks will still come out of the East. And right now, the Lakers, going back to LeBron, they are fighting for their playoffs hopes. The Bucks is going to be them or Boston, period, coming out the East. The West is going to be Denver, Minnesota, maybe LA, maybe the Clippers. Like, it's a whole bunch of teams that can come forward and come out the West. But in the East, it's slim pickings. But regardless, man, I'm saying all that to say, man, like, it's about to start getting spooky out here in the NBA. Things about to ramp up. Teams are fighting for their playoff lives. The Lakers and the Warriors sitting at 9-10. One day, goddamn, the Lakers trying to play in, going to compete for the play-in tournament. Another day, shit, they might actually get an actual good seed. You know, so it's going back and forth, man. It's going up and down, but I'm kind of being long-winded now for no reason. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all always tuning in, man. Thank you for coming back to Sports Talk. Sports Talk with Relly has been great with y'all today. I'm sorry I was a little bit everywhere, but, you know, it'd be like that, man. This is what makes it fun. You know, you have to live your life and live with no regrets, man. Like, you mess up, you make mistakes, you laugh, you fumble over words, you do certain things. Like, that's life. Life is about you being happy. Life is about you having the courage to just do what you want, but do it in a way that is not going to harm anybody. Do it in a way that's not going, you know, make anyone feel bad. Do it in a way that is going to spread positivity, spread love, and spread joy. Like, that's what life is about. Live, love, laugh. Live your life. Love the life you live. Laugh at every single thing. Smile and just be happy, man. And you're going to just be just fine. All right. Anyway, without further ado, it's been another day of Sports Talk with Relly. Thank you for tuning into the Golden Gems podcast. Yes, the Golden Gems podcast. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you come back for more. And hey, it's been another Sports Talk with Relly. So thank you for tuning in. And hey, make sure you come back. Yeah, straight like that. Deuces. Deuces. Deuces.
Hey, we live now, really.